Well. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Happy Thursday. Yes, happy Thursday. Welcome to Twisted Thursday. I'm VS Speaks Royally. To all my channel members, thank you for being here. To everyone else, thank you also for being here. Yes, so I didn't really have a topic, and I was going to do my unboxing of my Mindful Souls, but then I happened to be on Twitter. And saw a couple of tweets that got me riled up, to say the least. So I had my 24-hour cool-off period and decided that, yes, today is the day that I will discuss that because I'm just sick of folks. But, that's what makes the world go round. So, yeah. People. Okay, so first things first, let me do the disclaimer. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. All right, so as I said, you saw the thumbnail and you probably were like, what's Black Girlfriends got to do with it? Was the subject that just popped in my head, thinking of Tina Turner, what's love got to do with it? What's Black Girlfriends got to do with what Megan's going through? I didn't get the point of that. I still don't and probably never will. But nevertheless, why does it always have to be? Why does there always have to be a little extra somewhere? But before I get to that, some great news. Harry and Meghan's, for the haters out there, Netflix documentary or docuseries is the biggest ever ever on Netflix with 175 million hours watched. So while you may not like her and you might think she needs black girlfriends to get her through, mm, thank you for watching. Netflix is like, thank you. Our biggest documentary debut ever. Yes. Gold. How do they do it in soccer? Score! Okay. So, coming off of the good news, let me get on back to this. So, this was the first tweet I saw by the woman. You see her name. She's a blue check. Both of these people are blue checks that I saw. And so, therefore, I was like, let me see what they have to say. And I saw Special K retweet it with a comment, and I was like, what is this? So I looked, and it took me back a little bit because I was like, what is going on here? Like, I know that Harry and Meghan are discussing their lives, but where did we get off the train at? Like, there was another station that said black girlfriends or something only, or black friends only. So if a 40-plus-year-old woman has no black women in her life besides her mother, the greatest athlete alive, and Oprah, there's a reason for that. I was like, So to give some context, this was, I think this was her follow-up. So she's like, please, BFFR, as the kids say. There's no likelihood that a woman this age has a bevy of black women friends who weren't at her wedding or baby shower, or who haven't appeared in a single image in the documentary she produced, or any of the many leaked personal artifacts in tabloids. But she was responding to this tweet. I finally watched that. That's the word that got me. That Harry and Meghan doc. And baby, we got to get our girls some black girlfriends. Yeah, I paused purposely. And then they followed, and celebrity friends don't count. She needs some girls that are going to keep it real, have her back, keep her hip, and share the tea on all the cute black hair products. But then I don't know if she wants any, to be honest. There's so many ways I could start this that I may go off the deep rails, but I do have a few notes just to try to keep me a little bit focused. So, in one regard, Meghan really doesn't parade her friends, all of them, out there with good reason. If you heard the ones that were in the documentary, how their families were, one's mom was misquoted, probably asked a simple question and then was misquoted in a tabloid. Tabloids, like, just, I guess there should be, carrots of money just dangling, like, hey, spill the beans on this. But then I remembered Meghan's first boyfriend, and I was like, do they count that person? Who speaks highly of her? I'm not sure why people feel that she has to parade out black friends, girlfriends, whatever. She said as a child, and if you are biracial or if you know biracial, you will hopefully understand this comment that I'm going to say, that you don't fit in the box. Meghan has stated that. You will have black kids say you're not black enough. You will have the white kids say you're not white enough. So you stand in the middle. Hopefully you find people that are standing in the middle with you that will be friends, but sometimes that works, sometimes that does not. She also said that she was a nerd. I'm just going to leave that there. We know how nerds are treated when you're kids, and we know kids can be so flicking cruel. And this is before the age of social media, but what got me, and I think really triggered me, is as a child, I have black parents, okay? I'm a black child, a black adult now. My friends in elementary school were not black. The majority were not black, but they were friends, invited to parties. We would ride our bikes. We just hung out. We were friends. And the black kids that were in the area bullied my ass, called me Oreo, all these other things because I had friends who were not black. To this day, I know and keep like a peripheral contact because some of them were family friends of parents. Their parents were family friends of my parents. So, I was in contact with them, but I really had not much to do with them. And sure as the hell, as an adult, would not have anything to do with them. Um, Friends are based on character, not pigment. My that's just how I was raised, and that's how I go now. I don't go around and let me count up how many I have here and there and everywhere. No, no. Now, I did kind of have a little bit of a takeaway. I don't even know if was their perception. Those that seem to have an issue with not having a bevy. Most of us as adults don't have a bevy of any group of friends. Like I can count my true close to the heart friends on one hand, the ones that keep in contact with me more than just once a year if they're just saying happy birthday. Yeah. So I just wish people would just cut the shit out. Just let this woman live. Would those black girlfriends have really kept her hip and what did he say again? Let me just look at this tweet. Would they have really kept it real? Would it have been like, girl, don't talk to him, or you only need to date black males? Because there are groups of friends that will do that too. Okay. I'm just saying. Stick to your own, but see, she's not in one separate, she's not in one box. How she identifies is one way, but she knows she's not, it just was not like that. She said, I never had issues with race. Now, is that because she didn't have the bevy of friends running behind her? Girl, do this. Girl, do that. Is that why? Megan was Megan, still is Megan. Okay. Her mom indicated that she didn't have the talk. I did see a tweet, Lord Jesus, I saw tweets about that too. Oh, and they were blaming Mama Doria. What are you blaming Mama Doria for? Megan has a very good life. Is a self-made woman. I don't think friends would have really, and especially, let's keeping on topic, black girlfriends would have really changed the direction of her life where she is now. Or maybe they would have. Who knows? So just be happy and relish in the joy that she's happy, she's in love, scared for her life at times because of the tabloids and the hatred. My God, let the tabloids be the haters in this situation or the crazy crazes that are out there. And just sit down and be quiet and keep watching the docuseries. Because you get on the nerve. I mean, here's a few more. This was a response protecting the one that responded because they are not a blue check. And they were like, laugh out loud. She literally grew up in a white neighborhood, which had white majority schools. Was she supposed to go hang out in black neighborhoods? Not to mention the fact that black people, like you, push her out of black circles for not being black enough for your taste. I was like, kudos, yes. Like, you cannot have your bread buttered on both sides. This is just not going to work. Pick a side. I guess you have. Those people have. So, woo, 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 woo. I wasn't checking for people. Let's just say that. And God love V. If you know V, Sussex Squad, Sussex Susset. If I can get it out, Sussex Squad Set podcast. She saw the comments. She saw that tweet and was like, "Oh, I was ready to gather her, but I see people are." So then she just chilled out. We had a good laugh about it, but I'm just saying, can we just stop it? Can we stop? Can we stop? Okay. So before I jump in the comments, I did want to share Torre. Hopefully, some of you know who Torre is, journalist. He tweeted out, he did an article in the Grio. It's in the description box if you want to click and read it. It's a very good read. I went down the rabbit hole of Meghan Markle hate to figure out why they hate her. I think I got to the bottom of it. And this essay for the Grio, yes, it's about race, but there's more to it. So I'll just give you a little excerpt. I don't care to convince people who hate her, but I think now I can comprehend why they hate, why they think that way. To them, Meghan is no Diana, yet she's married to Diana's son, and she's not good enough for him. So they're throwing virtual tomatoes at her. Excuse me, this is a small. The royals are like a long-running soap opera, and the love they had for their long-suffering, tragically murdered Diana has become anger at her son's Black American wife. Diana was the big hero, so Meghan must be the big villain. Please go read it. It was very good. Otherwise, I wouldn't have said anything. And if you are on the Bird app, you know that Tina had also sent it out under the Sussex Squad podcast Twitter account. So let me jump into the comments and just hang out with y'all for a little while. I'm keeping an eye on the clock. Let me go on up. Let me go on up. Let me go on up. Let me see where I was. I'm just going to pick a spot, jump in. So hello to everyone who has joined while I was ranting on. Welcome. I hope you feel welcome. Hey, Elaine, I see you out there. Hey, Hilda, sis, how are you? All right. Mrs. S. Meghan don't need Black friends to teach her how to be Black. Send them to Mean Girl Broomstick. Look, Mama Doria said that the talk, the talk, most of us get that talk, but she didn't really do that talk, and maybe it's because Meghan wasn't receiving that type of vitriol. I'm not mad at how Meghan was raised. What are you so upset about? Anyway, Church Nelly, who is this bitch? Woo! Let's just yeah. Okay. Hey, One Busy Mama, why do they care who are her friends? Just to have a little controversy, I guess, or try to rev up controversy. I don't know. If I saw, like, I know, I'm grateful that she protects her friends. There were friends there. People just are not aware. There were even family members there. They just were not announced. And it was best, given how ugly it has become over there in the media, that they weren't known. I do believe an uncle was identified early on when they were saying, "Oh, here's who's attended the wedding," but there was never any more left. I never saw anything else about that. So, uh, Mrs. S, how many Black men don't you? Stop it. Woo. Okay. Going to the no. She don't. The very one talking would be the one backstabbing her. Exactly. I just. Yeah. Genie, Black personality attacking a Black woman. Yeah. So it's truly a bitter pill to swallow. I mean, you'll be out there rallying for, oh, she's got to be protected. Just pick anybody that you can think of that happens to be Black and they're out there. Oh, this person, but you didn't even protect someone else. So what's the problem? Oh, because she wasn't. Meghan identifies, and if you don't know, go Google. Google's your best friend. I've told a couple people that. I had to correct someone that I do care about because they are family. when they were talking about, oh, they broke rules on holding hands and kids. That's some part of a rule that doesn't even exist, because if people go back to the 2016 Christmas walk, Space and Cosplay were holding hands. So everyone that wants to talk about PDA, go shove it up your behinds. Okay. Yes. I'm in one of the moods today, especially with this subject. So, um just saying. One busy mama never fit into a box over here all my life. Yet people just seem to want to pick the time to make sure that you try to fit yourself in a box. You how are you going to fit in a box when you spread out amongst several boxes? If most of us took DNA tests, you probably would get a scare of your life. Don't go by just the pigment, folks. Don't go by that outer shell, because the outer shell ain't telling what's really churning underneath all of that. I just want to say it. Okay. Miss September, why do they care about our friends, or just something else to beat her up about? Exactly. I had to say peace be still, because I didn't say nothing. I have my account, because of all the craziness going on the Bird app, protected. So some of my responses people wouldn't see. So I would be talking into the ether if I was trying to like scream at them, and I'm not trying to. They're not even worth they're not worth that energy. So, Laquita, I'm not mixed, but do know how it felt to be seen as not black enough for nothing, having enough black friends. Okay. My mom was like that. She's not biracial, but family just saw her as, yeah, you're not black enough for us. Some family, and or put the question marks on paternity, and it's disgusting. Just stop it, everybody. Just stop it. Need to just send them Megan talking in the Stop the Hate campaign. Yeah. Maybe that will help them. Lottie. Megan is good. Megan doesn't need the housewives of Atlanta. That's where the drama stuff. Exactly. Exactly. And those that got their jump start to millionaire status on one of the Real Housewives shows in a big city needs to just shut her mouth. No one cares that you dated Megan's ex-husband. Remember, it's her ex-husband. She was long gone. An ex-husband who moved on from you and married someone else. Okay, end of that. Whoop. Let me go on down the comments. Anna, how are you? Yes, I absolutely understand where you're coming from. A lot of us do. It has nothing to do with having a bevy of black friends. We were all laughing when they need to listen to archetypes. Maybe they will hear her mention a certain black hair care product or two, and then they'll get the light bulb will be on that she's aware, she's hip, she understands. Okay. She doesn't have to wear her hair the way you want her to wear her hair. Okay. Okay, Annie. I thought Megan looked cute in her nerdy glasses on that cart around the studio. I don't know who she was looking at, but she was not pleased. Just that look, and it is funny. I thought I liked the glasses. What did she say to her mom? I quoted it wrong on Twitter, but when she says, do you see me as your mom or something like that? Like, and she was like, no, as more of a controlling older sister. Woo! I don't know if my mom would have taken that too well. I really don't. Church Nelly, love it. Mrs. V, friends based on character, not color. Preach. Even here on the interwebs, YouTube, I see a lot of stuff like this, determining who you are based on either who's on your channel, chat, whatever. Cut it out. All right, that's just for the one particular hallway. I don't know what goes on in the other. Yeah, it's just enough. Sylvia, Mrs. VS, the black people that are worried about Megan's black friends never supported or follow Megan's life journey with the royals. They only heard what the tabloids spewed. If they really watched the docu-series. I would hope that gave them a better understanding. But of course, if you're going in like, what do they really have to say? And then you're like, and you took away out of all of that she needed black girlfriends. How would they have protected her? Because speaking out in the media would not have been the way to go. When the 5 friends, and we found out a couple of the friends that went to People magazine, and because one mentioned the letter that her father had written where they all knew about it, and it got past the editing piece, that started a whole windstorm in them using that and trying to get their names and addresses and all that. So she protects those that she cares about and who have cared for her and who have protected her. And let us not forget that who saved them. Who saved them? And I mean that figuratively, literally, saved them with the freedom flight and the home and the security detail. Okay. Woosah. Woosah, woosah. Mrs. S, why are these beasts so worried about Megan? She's living a bit. Thank you. We could take mini spins. And I guess, the only way to ask, but I guess this was to get people, and I just refuse to give you, you can come drop a comment if you're one of these 2 blue checkers if you wish to. Don't even think about trying to report my live stream. Okay. Let's see. Clara, my daughter is black and we lived in an Italian neighborhood in Toronto and studied all the time. She was teased and called an Oreo. Yeah, it seems that many like to go, doesn't matter where you might live. They want to put you in a box. Now, mind you, those friends that I had as childhood, then they grew up and became ultra conservative. I'll say it like that. Yeah. So how I knew them as friends, yeah, they ain't the same when you become an adult. Anna via speaks. You are right. You were so right. It doesn't matter what color of the pigmentation a person is. Because truly, you got to do that genetic testing and know exactly what your true makeup is, because you might be very shocked. Annie, most of my friends were Cubans and Puerto Ricans. I didn't have a problem. His entire tweet was cringe and reeked of stereotypes. Thank you. Thank you so very much. It truly triggered the hell out of me, if you can't tell. And yeah, I was saying many choice words under my breath yesterday, and glad I didn't see the day they were tweeted, because I think it was on the 20th that was tweeted out. But I was like, really? You did all that just to... One busy mom is saying Annie B, because they understood me. Character. I hope we are friends with people because of their character, not their pigment. Okay. Gwendolyn, Mrs. says, absolutely. They just wanted to have something to gossip about. But is it really gossip? Is it really like it's just... That's what you... it just boggles my mind that that's what you came up with after. Not like, how dare the royal family can smear her all those years, but then continue when she was like, you can take your titles. Oh, but they were trying to use that. But you can take your titles. They expected Harry to stay, Meghan to leave with child and all. That's what they expected, or that there was a self-deletion that took place. And then they would have made money like they did off Diana's death. Because, the sympathy they got. Although, QE2 nearly lost her whole kit and caboodle when it took her a week to make a statement. Yeah, black friends. Okay. Lottie, when will all of this shit be done? Is there anything else in the world to talk about? Not for some. Not for some. People are already trying to make issues of the documentary that's coming out on the 31st that they are producers of. No, not at least. That's what makes the world go round, even to the fact of society labels of you're black, you're white, um, you're mixed, you're this, you're that, it's a societal thing. Helps keep us divided. Helps keep us divided. Valerie, my daughter wanted the black girl love, and where did it end for her? She really had a nervous breakdown. Yeah, and I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, so always have to be mindful of. There's just more to it. It's so many layers, but it's just more to it. Lydia, I've seen this before. When she hired, they complained there are no blacks. I think some of these people are not who they claim to be. Listen, I know CT wasn't complaining because she complained on the Forces of Change cover because it was only 5 people that had the pigment of that she had. But nevertheless, um, you hire the best people, and it's not to say that it's driven by anything more than are we applying for their jobs? If you look at the housekeeping staff in those palaces, okay, that's who they usually hire. The family doesn't usually hire in their offices. They won't even release numbers, I don't believe, of the breakdown of their staff, the diversity numbers. So, did they ever hire a guru, or what was it supposed to be? Some diversity czar. That's it. A diversity czar. Did they ever hire a person? They need it, but they need to czar themselves first. Sherry, sorry I'm late. I was rewatching Harry and Meghan and on Twitter. Sherry, you're never late. Never late, never late, never late. Then wow, talk about arrogance. Now the British royal family are laughing. I don't know if they're laughing. The British royal family not laughing at all. But they probably are in their quiet circles. How about that, Jenny? Joyce, your friends are your friends. She's needing black friends is ridiculous. You don't go out saying I'm looking for black friends. Meghan is fine. We don't need to go out here telling her how she should be. She's a grown woman, 40s, who survived quite well in life in spite of even how things were in her childhood. So, um, yeah. Yeah. Hi, Sissy Lise. How are you? Hopefully you're still here. I'm way behind in comments, and I need to start getting off. So I can assure you, after the Oprah interview, there were black people saying they saw was a white woman sitting across from Oprah. Some did. I did see those, but you tend to just ignore. It's damned if she does, damned if she doesn't, and it's tiresome. It's just very tiresome. If I'm tired and all of us who are out there supporting and defending are tired, I can only imagine Meghan. She's got to be like, you people, what? And they do know what's going on. hmm And these people have some serious mental health issues. I'm so sick that you are not black or white enough. Yeah. But it happens, and children really, yeah, it happens. He's a plant to cause confusion in our group. Send this idiot out. The royal family never loses destroying people. And so they're trying everything. Be ready for more BS. Oh, I know. But I'll come to my platform and I'll talk about it when I'm ready to. But them laughing, that's just an interesting spin on things. Sherry, I have the article link. Yeah, it's in the description. If you're a mod, you can always drop it into the chat to help save people a little time. So Reverend Al Sharpton, I'll say, yeah, has now responded to the article in the Duchess by Jeremy C. It's in the Independent. Oh, interesting. I'm not a fan of his either, but interesting. I go back to Tawana Brawler days, so with him, so I'll just leave it at that. Hey Benjamin. She's doing more for Black people now by encouraging dialogue than most of the people can. Let people be people. True. Let people be people. Um, it was interesting to like, and not her celebrity friends, but Megan is a celebrity. So if her friends happen to be celebrities, but they're not to be counted, it's just so much going on here. Mrs. I still have not been able to rewatch the second part of the docuseries. Too traumatizing to watch Megan and Doria cry. Yeah, and her saying, "Are my babies safe?" Like waking up, especially when traveling and etc. Are my babies safe? Whew, okay, let me get myself. Church Nelly. Yeah, don't put some respect on Whitney's name. Okay. Um, let me see. Miss September Church Nelly so Church Diana was not invited to those country parties, even though she was Charles' wife, and she was She was out of an aristocratic family, like a long-standing one, long before the German family that changed their name to Windsors came into the country. Okay, yeah, and even she was not good enough. Oh, look at Alan. Oh my God, she has Medea. Who the heck else does she need? Listen. Thank you for the freedom flight. Thank you for the super stick. You're making it rain, 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 rain down on me. Mwah. Mwah. Thank you, Alan. Okay, I'm gonna be jumping through comments really quickly so I can get off here. We're clear that black people like to gatekeep blackness and tell us we're not black enough for having different interests. Exactly. I mean, I've been called white girl. Don't get offended, folks. I've been called white girl. One of my mother's friends, which I flipped into. Well, okay, thank you. Only because of how proper I sound, and I was like, what am I supposed to sound like? Like, you need to check yourself on that. Mm, okay. Who spoiled Mrs. S? Mrs. S. I see you're spoiling Mrs. S. I'm trying to get to it in the chat here. And Lottie. Oh my goodness. Here we go. Y'all just want to hear me sing. You're making it rain, 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 rain down on me. Mwah. Mwah. Thank you, Mrs. S. I'll go back into the other chat and see because sometimes the comments don't populate correctly. Lottie, thank you. Here you go. You're making it rain, 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 rain down on me. Thank you so very much. I appreciate it. Okay. For all those that I may have missed, for comments that I know I missed, charge the eyes, not the heart, but also charge the time because I am on limited time. Um, but I do hope and pray that you all, if I don't see you all on Saturday, I am planning to have a Sussex Saturday, even though it is falling on Christmas Eve. Hopefully, it will be a mild one, and it may be very short. Hint, hint, Mrs. S. But nevertheless, I just want to, for those who do celebrate Christmas, I want to say have a wonderful and blessed Christmas. And to the haters, no, a little extra cold for you won't hurt you. Now, please be safe. Wear your mask. Love you all. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for all the comments. Love you, love you, love you. Take care of yourself. Mwah. See you. Ooh, and let me interrupt. Miss Viv, so good to see your comment. I'm glad to see that your home prayers are an awesome thing. Okay. Continued prayers for you.